Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Emilia Elsani. I'm a fourth semester student of English Education Department at UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. So, today, on this occasion, I want to tell you a review of 10 articles that I've been read for my extensive reading class, and I hope that we can get something for it. We can get some new comprehension for our language learning. So there is 10 articles in total. As you can see here, there are 10 titles of the articles. Let's move to the first one. The first article that I've been reviewing is called An Investigation into the Grammatical Errors of Student Writing Skills. This study focuses on the challenges faced by the student in expressing well-written comments, particularly in context of Indonesian EFL learners who struggle with writing in English. The study aims to address the question, what are the grammatical errors commonly found in students' writing? Employing a qualitative descriptive research method, the study found 73 errors in student writing. The top 3 errors found were prepositions, articles, and tenses. In a particular order, the present study suggests the need for EFL teachers to improve their skills in marking and giving feedback on students' writing. This, in turn, will improve students' writing skill. After we analyze, we delve into the specific focus of language learning and proficiency. Building upon the understanding of grammatical errors, we now shift our attention to the concept of interlanguage, exploring how it manifests in a recon writing that was performed by middle high school students. So, interlanguage in recon writing text by 8th grade student was my second choice for the articles that I've been reviewing. This article examines the interlanguage production of 8th grade students in Jakarta middle high schools when writing recon text in English as a second language. The research has two objectives. First is to identify and describe the types of interlanguage errors present in the student's recon writing, and second, to explain the causes and reasons behind these errors. The result of the study showed that based on student recon writing, the interlanguage is detected from the way passive sentences, violated verb agreement, unparalleled sentences, and the L1, which is their first language, to L2, which is English, translation. In that sense, it can be concluded that interlanguage happens due to L1 tendency, which still dominated the student's mind when producing the target language. Thus, the student should be assisted to practice the correct rules of English in their writing, especially in recon text, to prevent any possible fossilizations. Now, we all understand that L1 is still dominated the student minds when producing the target language. Thus, the student should be assisted to practice. The next article I found could be a considerate way for us as a teacher of foreign language. So, the third article that I've been reviewing, it's called The Local Fairy Tales for Teaching Writing. This research aims to explore the effectiveness of using local fairy tales as teaching materials for narrative writing in TFL context during the COVID-19 pandemic. The study seeks to answer two main research questions, which can the utilization of local fairy tales in the form of short videos enhance student narrative writing skills, and how effective is the use of local fairy tales in teaching writing during the COVID-19 pandemic in the TFL context. The results show that pre-test grades with the average 50.33 and the post-test grades with the average 74.66, which means that there is an improvement after the students got the treatment. The Engine score is 0.468 and it includes average criteria. Therefore, making the result indicate there was an improvement in student score by using fairy tale story as the media during their study at home activity. So, in addition, this research has improvement score because by using the fairy tale film as the media in teaching, it can make the materials delivered in the class easier. After conducting an in-depth exploration, we have uncovered a promising approach to teaching writing. But in the realm of writing instruction, one prevalent concern is the impact of online learning environment on student experience. So, the next article I found delving deeper into the significance of addressing student anxiety in the realm of writing education. So, the fourth article with the title Online Writing Instruction in Indonesia Cause of Anxiety Problems and Strategies of Solutions. This research addresses the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak on writing instruction, especially focusing on online writing classroom. The study aims to trace students' levels of writing anxiety, identify the causes, and propose effective strategies for alleviating anxiety. The research question examined the distribution of writing anxiety levels among Indonesian university students and then explore the causes of anxiety in highly anxious students, and then last investigate the writing anxiety reducing strategies implemented by these students. The data analysis revealed that out of 149 students, there are 115 had a high level of writing anxiety, while the other 35 had a medium to low levels. The main cause of anxiety were time constraints, linguistic factors, and fear of negative evaluation. Additionally, students reported a stagnant writing skills due to limited practice, insufficient techniques, and a lack of feedback. So, continue to the next article. For my fifth article, I choose this article with the title Errors in EFL Student Reflecting Journal Writing on Online Blogging. The general problem revolves around the analysis of errors in EFL students' reflective journal writing on her online blogging platform. The author aims to determine the types of errors made by the students, how these errors were generated, and the reason behind them. Classified as a qualitative analyst, the researcher discovered 5 distinct sorts of errors in EFL student reflective journal writing on her online blogging platform. They included errors in time, omissions error, insertion error, parts of speech errors, and other errors. So, in today's digital age, the integration of information and communication technology, or as we know as ICT, has revolutionized various aspects of education, including language learning. As I've mentioned before, on the fifth article, they use online blogging platform. So, one for another example, I found a study that applies Facebook as a tool to enhance comprehensive in writing skill. So, the 6 articles that I found with the title Facebook Aided Lesson Study Design Investigating Its Potential on EFL Student Literature Review Writing Skill. This study explores the potential of using Facebook and lesson study to enhance EFL student comprehension of literature review patterns and their ability to write a literature review in thesis writing course. It aims to address key issues and investigate the impact of Facebook aided lesson study compared to traditional teaching methods. The study revealed that there were no significant difference in EFL student comprehension of literature review patterns between those taught with Facebook and those taught through traditional methods. However, the students who experienced the Facebook aided approach show higher literature writing abilities. Additionally, a positive correlation was found between student comprehension and their writing abilities. Based on these findings, it is recommended to implement lesson study activities using Facebook as tool in EFL teaching and learning context. As in my case, Facebook was really helpful for my reading course. We use it as a tool of our communication and tools for our assignment. So, another study that talked about the use of ICT in language learning, which is my seventh article that I choose to review it, was effectiveness of online Grammarly application in improving academic writing, which is the review of expert experience. The study focuses on evaluating the effectiveness of the Grammarly application in enhancing academic writing skills. It explored the implementation and benefit of using online Grammarly software, emphasizing that its value in supporting writers to produce high quality, error-free, and plagiarism-free content. Through a comprehensive literature review and insight from published academics, the study discusses the impact of Grammarly on improving academic writing in various international journals. The results show that most academics say that the Grammarly is very suitable for use by writers because its usefulness is very beneficial in tracking writing errors. Grammarly application is handy because of its effectiveness in providing corrections and other checks to accommodate many linguistic issues in writing academic standards and the outside academic world. As for the application impact after a long time use, it should be noted that the dependence on such large amount of digital amnesia on the user. However, if this application is a balance between self-efficacy with practical solution, this application will be a fair use and very beneficial. So, after the 7 articles that we mentioned before, now we move to the last 3 articles. The next articles, which is the 8th one, under the title Integrating Writing with Listening in EFL Class, which is a systematic review, this study explored the integration of writing and listening skills in English as a foreign language. It investigates the feasibility of combining these skills in instructional materials to enhance students' ability in both areas simultaneously. The result of the study showed that learning by singing has provable increased student fluency in writing skill, as shown by the increase of scores. Despite it is truly not significant, it remains display some improvement taking place. This review found that by integrating writing with listening activities would enhance not merely student skill but also motivation in learning English. By exploring the integration of writing with listening in EFL classes, we gain valuable insight into the effective combination of this language skill for comprehensive language development, same as with speaking skill. So, we need to find out more about this subject to help students comprehensive on the matter of language learning. That's why I found my 9 articles that under the title Oral Placement Test as Indicator of Bilingual Student Speaking Skills. This study examines the relationship between the speaking ability of students in bilingual classes and their performance in daily conversations as measured by the oral placement test. The research also emphasized the use of placement exams by public institutions to assess the preparedness of incoming students. The study aims to evaluate whether the oral interview test will effectively assess the students' speaking competence in English and their ability to engage in everyday communication interactions. But the results of the study showed that the data indicate the oral placement tests for first year students are still the same with their speaking at the end of the term. Therefore, there are no significant changes. It can be interpreted that the oral placement test of the bilingual class student does not relate to student speaking ability achievement. So, now we move to the last article that I choose under the title Critical Literature Review in TFL Research Towards Interdisciplinary Study. I choose this article because at the end, as a college student, we need to know more about what is a literature review. This is actually one of the methods that we can use to make an article. So, since this assignment is about article review, I think that it will be fun to know how to build and to create a convenient and a very appealing article. So I found this article about literature review that will help us to know more about the methods in the making of article. This research addresses the issue of stagnating research in English language teaching and the perceived failure of English as a second language. The objective of this research is to introduce a new approach through a critical literature review, aiming to expand the field of teaching English as foreign language by exploring relevant and irrelevant boundaries and providing guidance on conducting a critical literature review. Using a qualitative analysis employing a literature review, the results show that a critical literature review can be a very potent method of research in order to develop new perspective for the ELT research field. Despite the fact that this is not considered as research methods, the critical literature review is indeed a research because it involving data collection and data analysis, which are the core of research, right? So, after all the 10 articles that I've been reviewing to you, I can give one pretty much short conclusion. I would say that the critical summary article review has provided us with a comprehensive understanding of the key points and findings of the discussed research. Let us continue to engage in critical review and analysis, contributing to the advancement of knowledge and the improvement of our practices. So, I think that's all from me. Thank you for joining me on this journey of critical exploration and learning. I hope that you can gain something for it. I hope that I we could expand our knowledge more and our comprehensive of the language learning. And if you willing to, you can leave some trace on this video. And if there are more videos like this, I will put up the link below. And thank you. That's all from me. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.